I'm going to make earrings. I have designed and made a lot of weird and wacky earrings. But today I'm laying my earring skills in the hands of AI because it's going to tell me how to go about making these earrings. How will they turn out, and are the robots coming for my job? We will see. Hello everyone! Today I am making two different AIs design earrings for me. I'll be using ChatGPT and the Snapchat AI. I've never really worked with AI before, but I do know that AI art in general is very nuanced. In order for an artificial intelligence to make something, anything, it has to learn from something. You gotta put a bunch of stuff into the program so it can learn and put stuff out. But the stuff that it puts out is never original because it's all based on the stuff that's put in. The stuff that's put in is actually made by real artists. So unless it is the artists themselves who puts in their own work to generate something new, it is art theft. And Chip agrees. Yeah. Excuse my rant. I will not be using AI generated images. I will be chatting. So let's start with ChatGPT. I asked them, what kind of earrings should I make? And that question was way too general because ChatGPT just gave me a lot of options of different earrings I could make. So I had to think of something more specific. So I said, design Halloween themed dangle earrings for me, please. I know it's not a real person, but I just don't want to sound so demanding. But now ChatGPT gave me a whole recipe. I can definitely work with this. So it says that I need purple, orange and black polymer clay. And it turns out I don't have black polymer clay, but I can make my own. So I started off with this already kind of dark green color. And first I'm heating it up because it's as hard as a brick. And now with a small knife, I can scrape some off of this little pastel and make black pigment that I can mix into the clay. Yes, this is a mess. Trust me, it's gonna get worse. Because this clay was not becoming black. I decided to use acrylic paint into my clay. And this got really messy. But at least it turned my clay black. It also made my clay very, very goopy. So I decided to put it in the fridge for a bit. I also grabbed some parchment paper to work on. This way I won't be getting any clay on my table. And now with the cool black clay, I have to make two little small spheres for the base of my earrings. And it doesn't say so in the instructions, but I think it's best to just put an eye pin in them. And now I'm gonna smush them with another piece of parchment paper and something flat. So now I have these two perfect little pancakes. Alright, next step. Create small Halloween themed charms such as pumpkins, ghosts, bats, or witches' hats using orange, purple, and black clay. You can use small cookie cutters or shape them by hand. Who has cookie cutters that are this small? Also, I'm supposed to use orange, purple, and black clay for ghosts? That's weird. Also, I have to make charms with black that are gonna be on a black base. They won't show up. So that's kind of silly. But sure, I'll make some cute little pumpkins. With the orange, I just smush a little ball and I cut out the top. I'm rounding out all the edges and making the bottom a little flatter. And with the purple, I'm going to make bats. Because I love purple and I love bats. At first, I did not know how to go about this. But then I did find a cookie cutter in the shape of a heart. But it's perfect because it's small. And it's gonna help me. And I found a way to make little bats. First you roll out a tiny little snake and you make the ends a little thinner. Then you shape that into a moon and you smush it. Then with a round part of my cookie cutter, I cut out little half circles to make my bat wings. Then with two little incisions with a knife, I make a tiny little head and then I push my knife into the middle to make the two little ears. And with a tiny bit more careful shaping, I've got a bat. So I'm just gonna put this immediately on my clay base because this is very, very breakable. If I peel this with my hands, it would break. So I'm using my knife. And I'll just throw the rest of my charms on there too, make it look all cute. All right, next step. Attach eye pins to the top of each charm, which will allow you to connect them to the earring hooks.
That doesn't make any sense.
First of all, the charms are way too small to just stick eye hooks in there. Second of all, how would they hang? Third of all, literally the next step says press the Halloween charms gently onto the black clay base, arranging them in an appealing design, which is what I just did. Right, moving on. Use a small jump ring to attach the earring hook to the eye pin on top of the earring. Make sure it's secure. No. I'll do that at... Gast, ik praat niet eens Nederlands. What's wrong with Siri? I don't get it. AI taking over the world. I'll attach the earring hook after it's baked, thank you. Next, add bead accents. To add a touch of sparkle and dimension, thread small black, orange and clear beads onto head pins. Create a loop at the other end of the head pins and attach them to the black clay base using jump rings. What? Before baking them? My beads are plastic, they're not gonna survive that. Also, attach them using jump rings? That's not very specific, is it? I'll just make 3 little holes at the bottom so I can put beads on them later. Alright, finally! Bake the clay! Now I can get behind that one. Alright, my oven is preheated and I just gotta pop them in. And in the meantime that they're baking, I'm gonna make those bead charms. So it says to use small black, orange and clear beads. Alright, I got those. They're not really black, but they're black enough. I'm just gonna thread them onto the eye pins in no particular order and make a loop on the ends. Yep, perfect. Alright. Once my clay is done, I first let it cool and I'm quickly just going to fix my little eye pin at the bottom there just to make it look good. Alright, next. Once the clay is cool, you can add extra details with white acrylic paint. Ooh, it was supposed to be white. You might want to add faces to your pumpkins, eyes to your ghost, or accents to your other charms. Well, I used black. I thought I was supposed to use black, but oh well. And I did not make any faces on my pumpkins. I made the lines, so the pumpkins would look like pumpkins. And that's all I did. Next, I attached the bead with the jump rings. I did have to use pretty big jump rings because the small ones just wouldn't go through the thick clay. And even with the big ones, it was kind of a struggle. But I got them on, it's alright. Now the last step says that it's optional. And it says, if you'd like a glossy finish, apply a clear glaze to your earrings. This step is optional, but can give your earrings a polished look. I would like to do that, but I don't know where my clear glaze went. So that's too bad. I could use UV resin, but my earrings already feel kind of heavy and I don't really want to make them heavier. So it's alright. It's fine this way. I'm gonna finish them off by now attaching the earring hook and they're done. And here they are, the ChatGPT earrings, made with a little bit of cheating. Let's put them in. I do notice that they kind of look like dream catchers, which was not my intention. However, when I put them in, the black kind of fades into my dark hair and it kind of looks more like floating little Halloween thingies. I'm pleasantly surprised. I didn't have high expectations, but they are exceeded. Also, I thought they would be really heavy, but it's not that bad. I definitely have made heavier earrings in the past. Am I a big fan of them? I'm not sure, but they're not ugly. So, onto the Snapchat AI. This is the first time within an eternity that I open Snapchat. Let's go to my AI and ask them the burning question. And yes, this is in Dutch, because I'm Dutch and my Snapchat is also Dutch. Could you design Halloween themed dangly earrings for me? And my AI responds with, of course! You can use this Snapchat lens to design Halloween themed dangly earrings. Have fun! What? This is in such big contrast between all the steps I just had to do, and Snapchat just tells me, yeah, here's a filter, base it on that, have fun. To be fair though, it's a cute filter. So let's make earrings with the filter, I guess. So I started out by sketching one of the butterflies, and I'm going to trace this 6 times on Shrinky Dink. I'm using a bright orange coloring pencil to do this because I noticed that in the filter the little butterflies have an orange glow on them, and I wanted to simulate that with an orange line going all around the butterflies. Then I take a black coloring pencil and I start making all the lines. I make the thick line all the way on the bottom. I make the little lines and I connect the lines on the upper wing to each other in a butterfly pattern. The upper wing is going to be black, but these lines are going to be very dense and they will stand out a little. It's all in the details. Then I'm scraping off pigment of these pastels and I'm gonna rub these on my butterflies with a cotton pad. I'm starting out with the orange on the under wings and then I'm doing the black on the upper wings. I'm coloring it like this so it's not going to have any harsh lines and also it'll be a little see-through. Looking back at the filter, the orange is a bit too bright and not red enough, so I added red into the orange to match the filter. I really want to make these as close as possible to the filter. Then I cut out all my little butterflies and I punch a hole in every one of them so I have something to hang them from. And now it's time for the shrinking. I came up with a whole tactic for this. So for the first time I will be shrinking with the heat gun and I don't want my butterflies to be flat. I want the wings to be up a bit. So I'm going to form them with a thick glove and a book. So I'm holding the butterfly down with my tweezers and blasting it with my heat gun. And there it goes. This is so cool to watch. However, it is sticking to my table, and that's not good. Alright, get it off my table and onto the book, and now I can form it until it's hardened. And alright, that's good! Alright, let's do that again, but this time on the parchment paper. And this is so satisfying. It's a bit nerve-wracking, but it's so cool. And I'm so happy with how they look right now. It's perfectly what I had in mind. It's looking really good so far. Alright, the filter has these little gold glitter effect in it, and I wanted to incorporate that into my butterflies. So I have this glitter makeup palette and there's gold in there. So I thought, why not just rub some of the glitter onto the butterflies? I really hope you can see the glitter because I think it looks perfect. I love the sparkles. Ooh. And now I'm sealing everything in with a layer of UV resin. This will also give it a cute glossy top coat. And I'm letting that cure underneath the lamp. So now that the butterflies are done, I have to make them into earrings. So I start out with 2 equally long pieces of chain and I'm going to attach the butterflies with jump rings. First I'm putting a butterfly on the jump ring with the chain and also with the earring hook. And when you do this, make sure the chain is behind the butterfly instead of in front of it. Then I attach a butterfly at the end of the chain. And lastly, the butterfly in the middle. You have to kind of look where it's going to look the best. And that is probably a little bit higher than you would anticipate. And there you go. The second pair of earrings is done. Alright, I put my hair up so the earrings won't disappear in my hair. Here are they, the Snapchat AI earrings. However, it's more like Snapchat filter earrings because the AI just gave me a filter. They look pretty. Put them on. I love butterflies. There you go. I think it's so cute. I love these. It is a bummer that they don't really show up in my hair, but I still have the sketch. I could make these in a different color someday. They are beautiful, but are they Halloween earrings? Because they're not very spooky. They're just pretty, I feel like. The only Halloween thing about them is the color scheme, and that's about it. But still, I would wear them. I like them a lot. Let's wear the earrings at the same time. Here they are together, so we can compare them. Alright, so the pros of ChatGPT is that it just gave me all the instructions at once with a material list. If I was clueless on what to do, I would just be able to get to work like that. However, the biggest con, there are mistakes in the steps. A few things that don't make sense, a few things in a weird order. So in the end, you do actually have to think for yourself and change the steps a bit, which kind of defeats the whole purpose of having so many steps. But on the other hand, you have the Snapchat AI that didn't even really give me a design, it just gave me a filter and said have fun. So it only gave me inspiration, not a design. But I did make something very beautiful with that inspiration. So there's that. In the end, the ChatGPT one looks the most handcrafted, and this looks more like something you would find in a store. I feel like that's because with this one I really had the freedom to use all of my own skills. So at the end, I think we can conclude a few things. First thing, I'm a better earring maker than ChatGPT. Second, the robots are not coming for my job yet. And third, there is nothing actually better than real human creativity. Please tell me your favorite out of these two in the comments under this video. And I will see you in the next video. Bye bye!